Hello dear students, welcome back to your science classes. How are you all? I hope you all are healthy and doing well. So students, I'm your science educator again here with a new chapter and a new concept. And today we are going to read about nesting habits of birds. So in a previous chapter, we learned about a lot of things related to birds like their beaks, their claws. And in today's class, we are going to learn about their nesting habits. Nesting habits, we can generally say the their home structure basically and how they live. So before starting this chapter, have a look on the learning objectives. Nesting place of birds, types of nets birds build. So first of all, we have to check out where they want to do their nesting work, right? For specifically, they select a particular area, and after that, we are going to learn about different types of nest for different birds. Okay, so let's get started. Birds are the only animals which build their own nest. They build nests when they have to lay eggs. So this is the only animal we have who made their home their own. And when they find out that okay fine, we have a need to make a home when they have to lay eggs. Generally, if we are talking about human beings, for us, the basic need is roti, kapda, makan, right? But for birds, they find out the importance of nest when they have to lay eggs, right? And the other animals, if we are talking about, so they don't have to make their homes like this as they bird do, because they live in forest, and some birds and some animals are domestic animals, so they can live with humans as well, right? So the build nests in such a way that after hatching, their young ones are safe and warm. And what are the criteria they are considering in their mind while they made their nest? That it should be a safe and warm place for their young ones. Both father and mother birds work together to build the nest, both of them, not on a single female or male partner. Both of them, father and mother, as your father and mother contribute to make your home, to contribute your household activities, right? Similarly, birds father and mother also distribute their contribution to make their nest. The nesting material includes strings, straws, grass, dry leaves, tiny feathers, cotton, wool, thread, cobwebs, hay. So total 11 things are needed by the birds to make a beautiful and a good nest. Okay. So what are those 11 things? Those are 11 things are twins. Okay. First of all, they need twins to make it strong. Then they need twin straws, grass to make it comfortable. Like your mattress you have now, it is comfortable, soft. So they also want that comfortness. That is why they are carrying grass. After this, dry leaves. So by dry leaves, they make the boundaries of their nest. Okay. So with the help of dry leaves, they make their boundaries, and tiny feathers. So they blockage at the boundary of their nest. They put these feathers to make it soft, because while we covering the twigs and straws, so they need some softness in that. And cotton, wool, thread, cobwebs, hay, etc. These are the things they are needed to make a beautiful nest. After this, we are going to learn about nesting place. So what are the nesting place they choose for their nest? A bird chooses its nesting place out of the reach of all its enemies. So as you know, birds have a lot of animals, because all of big animals or big birds wants to eat a small bird, right? And cat is also cat is also desperate to eat bird. Dogs is also desperate to eat birds, and big birds are also desperate to eat small birds. So what are the first criteria they consider in their mind? That the place should be away from all its animals, right? After this, for example, a sparrow chooses a corner in the roof of veranda. The crow chooses the top of tall trees. The pigeon looks for a hole in a well or in a old building. The bulbul chooses a corner in a bush, and the woodkeeper drills its hole in a tree trunk. So what we understand here, according to each and every bird, the nesting place is different. If we are talking about the sparrow, so sparrow choose a corner on the roof. If we are talking about the crow, so they choose the place of tall trees. Okay. If we are talking about the pigeon, so they generally you see they live in our well, or they choose the nesting place in old buildings, right? What you see in old buildings where no one can live, they make their nesting place, and there are a lot of pigeons we generally see. That is why, because this place is, according to pigeon, it's safe for him. After this, the bulbul chooses a corner in a bush, and the woodkeeper is continuously keeping your hole inside the trunk of the tree to save himself, right? So similarly, according to each and every bird, their nesting place is vary. After this, we have types of nets birds build. So now we are going to discuss about the types of nets we have. Okay. So first, different birds build different kinds of nets, as we already discussed. So each and every bird is different from each other, right? Sparrow is different from crow, crow is different from pigeon, pigeon is different from woodkeeper. So according to their choices and according to their need, they select a particular place for their nest and select a particular kind of nest for their needs. So pigeons, crows and sparrows, birds like pigeon, crows and sparrows build a deep cup-shaped nest at a great height. This prevents the eggs and the helpless young ones from falling. So what they decide, we have three kinds of birds. The first one sparrow, second one crow, and the third one pigeon. All these three, what they do, they make a dip cup. You have a cup like structure. This we can say, you have to see like this. Okay, this is a cup like structure which is dip, which is in it carries a depth inside it, and they place at great height. Why they are doing that? Because with the help of this, by deep cutting, if they place it at the top of the tree, so there is a consideration that their new ones are not fallen down. Okay, so by considering this point of view, they make deep and cup shaped nest at the great height. After this, and you also see the nest pictures: pigeon's nest, sparrow's nest, and crow's nest. After this, we have falls and partages. Falls and partages mean birds like fall, peacock, turkeys, and partages build shallow nest on the ground. They scoop out mud and spread straw and hay and lay eggs on this ground level nest. Usually, they choose a grassy meadow, so that their nests are hidden by tall plants. So what happened here? Falls and partages, what they do? For example, here is a ground. Okay, so they choose a place where a lot of grasses are there to hide themselves by all their enemies, and dig inside it. And after this, they make a hole like this. Okay, deep down, and they put grasses, the twigs, the other materials they need to make their nest. They put it inside the hole and lay their eggs there and protect it from the big grasses, from the big plants, right? So in that way, fallen partages to make their nest like this. Next, we have weaver bird. So a weaver bird builds a deep cup which acts like a cradle for the young ones. It is deep enough to prevent the baby birds from the falling. So what they do, they have a this type deep cup which like as a cradle. So if you see in the picture, you are seeing only one hole, and inside it there is a long space we have. So just because of that, their young ones couldn't be fall down, because they have a occupied, they have a optimum space they want to. Okay, so after this, we have tailor birds. So tailor bird stitches 2 or 3 leaves to make a leafy nest. Because of its talent in stitching with its beak, it is named its tailor bird. So as the name suggests, tailor bird, what is the function of tailor, right? They stitch our clothes, right? So as the bird stitches 2 leaves together to make their nest beautiful, that is why his name is tailor bird. Okay, that is why the name of its bird is tailor bird. Next, we have woodpecker. So as the name suggests, woodpecker. Woodpecker drills a hole in the tree trunk using its strong and high beak. It uses the hole as nest. The woodpecker makes its nest cozy and warm by lining it with fine chips of wood. So what they do, this is your trunk and this is beak of woodpecker. They just continuously again and again duck 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 duck. This is the activity which is done by the woodkeeper. And by doing this process, what they happen, inside the trunk they made a hole, and this hole is very warm and safe for woodpecker. So that is why this is the way how woodpecker made their nest. After this, we have parrots, owls, and hornbills. So parrots, owls, hornbills make their nests in hollows of tree trunks. They line their nests with grass and feathers. So what they do, they make their nest in the hollows of trees trunks. So if we do that, they are putting their nesting material inside it and feel warmth and safety there. Okay, and these are the pictures we have for Paris nest, for owl's nest, for hornbill nest, and kingfisher's nest. Okay, a kingfisher digs a long tunnel on the bank of a pond or river. It makes it nest a cozy bed by spreading fish ponds on it. So what they do, they have a long tunnel on the bank of pond of river, and they just pick out the fish bones and place it over the again. So what will they happen, that it provides a kind of warmth and softness in and coziness in their nest. Basically we need home, right? And we need home for the comfort, for the coziness, for the warmth in winter, and for the coolness in summer. For coldness we put ACs, right? And in summer, and for winter we use blankets, right? So similarly, birds also need their home very comfortable and cozy, and that is why they are using different things while they made their nest. After this, we have penguins. So penguins live in a very cold places, so they cannot find nesting material like grass, straw, twigs. They collect small pebbles to make their nest. So as you know, penguins live on very cold area, and like this Antarctica, right? Basically, and in Antarctica there is very cold, so we cannot say that there is kind of any nesting material they have. So they generally collect the pebbles together to make their nest. So this is the process which is done by penguin to make their nest. After this we have cuckoos. So a cuckoo is a very lazy bird. It never builds a nest of its own. It is very clever too. The mother of cuckoo lays her egg in others bird, mainly crow's nest, so throwing away one or two of its eggs. The foster mother feeds the cuckoo babies along with her own. So what happened there, that cuckoo is a very lazy bird. So she don't know want to make a nest and do a long process. So what they do, they choose he selected cleverness, and they laid their eggs on the nest of crow, because cuckoo's young ones and crow young ones is look like similar while hatching time, right? So crow cannot differentiate between the babies, and crows is simply feed the cuckoo's birds as well, and after feeding they just fly away from the crow's home. So this is the process, this is the cleverness done by the cuckoo. So students, this is the end of your chapter. I hope so you like this chapter and understood it very well. Now I'm going to meet you in your next class. Till that, bye bye, have a good day.